What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, and today we're going to be taking a first look at the all-new K9 Jack by Jack Wolf Knives. This is V2 of the K9 Jack, and just like the last couple of releases, this release will see the introduction of a new series for Jack Wolf in the Ultralight Series. Now that's on just a couple of the configurations. A couple of the others will actually see the return of the Steel Series, which I'm excited for because not only is that one coming in at a new lower price point, but also has upgraded steel versus the previous Steel Series release. So wins all around there. We do have an exclusive this month as well that's almost a hybrid of the Ultralight Series and the OG Series. I say that because it has all the features of the Ultralight Series, but it has an S90V blade versus 154 cm on all the other configurations. And that S90V is typically reserved for the OG Series. So kind of a cool exclusive thing with that exclusive this month as well. Just another benefit of that. Now, as always, I'll leave a link to where you can find all of the drop details down in the description of the video. This one will be available on this coming Friday, July 18th. For those that aren't familiar with the K9 Jack, this is Ben's take on a traditional dogleg pattern, and it gets its name because the handle is kind of shaped like a dog leg. And so I'm super excited for this one for a couple of reasons. The first being that I don't have a V1 of the K9 Jack, so this is my first time actually even ever handling the K9 Jack, and there's very few models left that I don't own from Jack Wolf. I think all that might be left is the Javelina Jack and the Feel Good Jack, so hopefully we'll see a V2 of those in the near future as well. The main reason I was excited for this one though is when it comes to slip joints, the dog leg pattern is one of my favorites. In fact, my favorite slip joint that I own is a Great Eastern Cutlery with a dog leg pattern and spear point style blade. So I was definitely excited to see Ben's take on this knife. Now, in terms of the sizing of this one, 6.62 inches, so not huge by any means. It's a good size for a slip joint, not small either. I think really nice kind of middle ground there. 3.78 inches on our handle, which for me allows for a full 4-finger grip. One of the things I love about the dogleg pattern is the shape of that handle. It just fits my hand really, really well. Where I have a nice secure grip, the ergos are great on here, but again, very secure where I don't feel like I'm gonna slide back on that handle, even with a really relaxed grip. And that's thanks to the curves of this handle. You can see both the spine and the interior of that knife, it kind of curves downwards towards the back of the knife. For me, what that allows for is to get that pointer finger and the middle finger right in that lower portion, and if I were to start to slide back, the middle finger starts to hit that ramp, preventing you from sliding any further. The other nice thing though is that it kind of kicks out on the interior here where I'm getting this really nice tight grip with my ring finger and my pinky. And so even with that relaxed grip, I have this ultra tight grip that's not going to slide forward or backwards, and the ergos on it are perfect for my hand shape. And so really enjoy the ergos on here. Now this one has black canvas Micarta Scales. Obviously that'll vary depending on which configuration you choose, but the Micarta is perfect for this Ultralight series. The other Ultralights are going to be G10, both very light materials. And so now's a good time to probably talk about the differences between the two series. So obviously with the Steel series, you're getting a steel bolster instead of the titanium bolster of the OG series. With the Ultralight series, it just continues the material. So either Micarta or G10, you can see that's all one piece of Micarta. It does still have the triple fluting, which has become a signature of Jack Wolf Knives, but it just kind of creates an implied bolster there. There's no actual bolster, all one piece of material. Underneath that, our steel scales, or our steel liners, I'm sorry, have been replaced with G10 liners, in this case purple. Really nice kind of contrast to those really dark purple that blends in nicely with the black but gives it that pop of color. And so those liners are obviously going to be a little bit lighter than the steel liners as well. This one actually comes in more than a full ounce lighter than their Steel series counterparts. They listed at 1.76 ounces, but I actually weighed this one in at 1.64, so even lighter than their listed weight. And that's really nice, good timing for the release as well, right here in the middle of the summer, because I love carrying light knives in the summer. A lot of the times I'm wearing basketball shorts with an elastic waistband. I don't want something bulky and heavy weighing them down, so a nice lightweight knife is perfect, and this one absolutely disappears in the pocket. One of the other differences is the inclusion of a lanyard here. With our Ultralight series, you're not going to have that on the Steel series. It's going to match our liners here, so we have a purple lanyard with 4 snake knots. Really nice not to have to tie those off, and if you do not want it, you can just easily untie it, but it saves a lot of time from having tied off, because I pretty much every time tie off a lanyard have to watch a video or read instructions on how to tie it, because I don't tie them enough that I remember them. And so nice that that's tied off there as well. Another cool thing about this V2 versus other V2s is usually with the V2 you'll see the triple fluting, the S90V on the steel, and that new sharpening choil. But with this one, you get all of those changes, but you also get a redesign of the handle. And so typically the handle design is going to be the same. This one is a little bit more pronounced of a curve to give it a more kind of dog leg look to it. I like the look of it better. I can't speak to the ergos because I never handled the original, but I do like the look of the V2 a little bit better than the V1. Definitely check out some pictures if you're curious what that might look like. Now, in terms of our blade, we get a spear point blade. Love a good spear point, so that's very welcome. 154 cm on the steel, 2.84 inches, and about 2.5 inches on our cutting edge. Obviously, we lose some of that edge to our tang and our sharpening tool, but 2.5 inches of blade there. No ambiguity in terms of knife flaws for those that need under 3 inches on their non-locking knives, and so well under the 3-inch limit at 2.84 inches. Really nice blade shape on here. We get the hollow grind back, which on the Gateway we had a flat grind, but this one has that nice hollow grind. This has the belt satin finish, but obviously that's another thing that's going to vary a little bit between the different configurations. We also have a subtle swedge up here at the top that looks nice, and a nail nick for our deployment. Now that doesn't mean you can't pinch grip it. In fact, this one is a very pinch grippable pinch grip, and so very easy to open with the pinch grip, but you can also utilize that nail nick if you choose to do so. Really nice walk and talk on this one as well. Just like with the Gateway series, I feel like there's an intentional lighter pull to this that's a little bit more beginner friendly. Some people are not super into the heavier pulls, and so this one's probably right in the middle of the scale, right around a 5 or so. But it doesn't take away from that walk and talk. Still super snappy and great acoustics. No stop pin or anything like that in there, so you retain those excellent acoustics. And just a really nice action on this one. Obviously the fit and finish on these is going to be impeccable. No gaps or stepping or anything like that. Perfectly centered on our blade, and everything's just very, very well finished. Now, a bunch of different configurations available like we talked about. We'll start with the Steel Series. So the Steel Series has 2 configurations, a Redstone Richlight that has a saw cut pattern on it. I believe their first time doing saw cut. It looks great on there. There's also a yellow jigged bone, which if you're more into looking for a super traditional look, that's going to be the way to go. That one looks incredible. Really nice jigged bone on there. Then for our Ultralight, we have the black canvas micarta, which is what you see here, as well as a blue G10. The blue G10 has a pattern that he's calling opposing arcs. Don't really know how to describe it. I would just look at a picture if you're curious. Cool looking pattern on that one as well though. And then we have our exclusive, which is through Carry Commission. That one has OD green G10 and then FDE G10 liner. So really cool look to that with that classic kind of avocado look with the OD green and the FDE pairing. And again, has the S90V. Now, I think I talked about pricing already. If not, the Ultralight's $165. Lighter in the price point. The Steel Series is $185, which is less than the previous Steel Series. And then we get the exclusive through Carry Commission that's $210 thanks to the S90V blade. Still cheaper than the original Steel Series. So some great pricing on these. I think these are going to be pretty popular, especially that Carry Commission one. I would imagine would go very fast. So if you want to get that one, I would jump on it at the moment these release. And even the rest of them seem to have sold out really fast with the last release. And I think there's probably less of these in the Gateway series. So I would definitely jump on it on that release date of Friday, July 18th if you plan on picking one of these up. Let me know which configuration you're going to go with if you are going to pick one up down in the comments, and what you think of the K9 jack. Now with the packaging, we haven't talked about that yet. Just like the Steel Series, it has one artwork for all of the Ultralight releases. So the rest of the Ultralight releases will have the same exact artwork you see here. Has that repeating Jack Wolf logo in the background, orange color, and then this kind of nice kind of etch on the top of it on the back side here. In order to differentiate them, you can look right above the UPC code here. We have K9 jack at the top, so we'll always have our model up top, and then right under that, what configuration you went with. So black canvas micarta in this case. But really, really cool release. They've been doing a lot of just kind of trial and error, trying out a bunch of new things. And I think so far, all of them have landed really, really well, have been very well received. Let me know what your favorite of the new series are down in the comments below as well. I'm curious about that. But thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and checking out some other content. And I hope you have a great one. Take care.